There's been a lot of lessons along the way. um, I think one of the key lessons is has been to have utmost transparency with your team and your clients. And it's a difficult thing to do sometimes because of, I don't know, like you don't want like your client to know what's going on under the hood, and the especially like in the early days you just want to make sure that they get what you promised them, but not necessarily how it happened. But ultimately, like transparency to your customers is like extremely important, no matter how difficult it is to display, and even if the information is bad. I think it's super important. So one of the ways that we've uh, publicize that is we like at ShipBob, we have a ShipBob data at shipbob.com or SLAs, and they're public, so you could see our performance, good or bad, like how it is through the network. And internally, this doing the same thing with your staff. Like as you're going through difficult times in the evolution as a company, being brutally honest about financials, or like what's going on, so that and it's sometimes it's difficult to share difficult information, and it might be in some cases demoralizing. It might seem that way, but at the end of the day, like I think if your staff has the same information that you have when you're making a decision, they're going to be significantly more comfortable with the decision made. And after the fact, if you have to course correct or whatever it may be. So like that's been a key lesson through I think the journey. And then in terms of I'll start with a low moment, and then maybe I'll hit, yeah, hit some highs. But in a low moment, we were when we were raising our Series A, it was a really difficult time, and it was before like e-commerce really had the wave, or even this is a time when, like, if you were to talk about Shopify, people would be like, when does Spotify like do store, like it was a weird weird time. And we had pitched in front of a lot of folks for funds, and we were towards the end of the runway for ShipBob, and we're doing a lot of difficult things inside to make sure that we are essentially we had to become profitable, or raise funds. So then we ended up doing both, but like the path to get there was really difficult. And yeah, and I have the fondest memories with teammates during that time, to that that went through it, and that did all the hard work, late nights, and sacrifice things, to make sure that the company survives and the division survives. On the high note, I mean, this for me is like every day, and like the high note is in two parts. One is like I have the coolest job, I think, by being able to send to these strategic initiatives. But talking to our merchants and talking to entrepreneurs, like literally every single day, and hearing their stories of how they got founded, about their company, and how like people, on their last, funds that they saved for X amount of years, about this cool idea, and it started, and they were sleeping on top of their inventory, their inventory under their bed, and they started out fulfillment, and their business grew, and now they're bringing commerce to like somewhere in North Dakota that didn't really have much commerce in that. Like these stories are just like so humbling and so empowering, and being able to help these entrepreneurs and be a part of their growth is just absolutely like it's the highlight of this job and this journey all the time. And the second one, in a similar vein, is employees and staff that we've gotten to work with, and the warehouse and e-commerce like environment. Like the warehouse environment is a place where you could not have any education, show up to work hard, be consistent, and you will quickly get promoted in this space. So seeing like people that have joined our team, that like folks that an individual that started as a janitor in our LA fulfillment center, and then became an associate, and then a manager, and now they're like a regional manager now. Like that journey for someone that is just, it's incredible. And being at a part of a company and a mission to be able to create that opportunity is just, yeah, it's the highest of my days.